Chicago Voices is a rare opportunity to hear the stories that we don't often get to hear.
Chicago Voices is a new initiative of Lyric Unlimited and Lyric Opera of Chicago, which celebrates the human voice and the vocal history here in the city of Chicago.
One thing that's really exciting for me is that the Lyric has a reputation. People know what that is when you say it. It's such a great thing that they're using their credibility to give leverage to communities. It's so important that we make space for people who don't have space.
I was just blown away by the whole experience, It was, wow, so glad that we did this and took the chance.
The idea of being able to represent these underrepresented groups in such a famous public forum, that is once in a lifetime.
So us having the chance to do this on stage was beyond amazing. A dream come true.
So the program started in January of this year. We had a call out for applications from community groups to tell us their unique untold story of their community. From those applications, they were reviewed by a panel of Chicago Public Library employees, and 8 semifinalists were selected. They created video profiles, which were posted online for public voting, and the public voted for the top 3 groups: Harmony, Hope, and Healing, Tell and Tales Theater, and the Kieran Gornick Band. Those 3 groups then launched into a 16-week creative development process where they created a script about their community story, created music and song to go along with that script, and then staged their work. And it was presented at the Harris Theater in September to a large audience. Really, we had such an amazing team, and we had artists who understood that they had to step away from what their own aesthetic is as an artist and understand that this really belonged to the groups. I know I cried, I laughed a lot, there was dancing. It was just a really amazing evening.
There's so many things that we love about this city, but I think a lot of times we can feel invisible.
Seriously, Chicago?
No! You can't get up to the train platform, can you?
No.
Oh man. How are you gonna catch the train then?
I guess I'll figure something out.
You get on stage for the first time, you're in front of all these people, and then it just hits you like a bomb. But, oh my God, there's all these people here to watch me and I better not screw this up. And I feel this program is important because a group of people with disabilities are not going to get the opportunity every day to get up on stage and perform a Harris Theater. So it was very important in terms of the opportunity to represent ourselves as a community and show people what the life of our community is like and what we go through.
I figured it out. We're gonna carry you up the stairs to the platform.
Oh. I'm good, thanks.
Come on!
It's all right, no, please. It's okay.
Chicago, where there is always a drunk dude willing to lift you up onto a train platform.
I'm really afraid that I'm gonna have to sing in front of people, but I'm so excited.
But as she grew older, hope faded. She cursed all the stars that were crossed.
I've learned that people can hear things in song that they're uncomfortable hearing in other contexts, because sometimes our stories are very uncomfortable. But there's something about singing that makes things easier to hear.
I find we so.
I dreamed about being on stage as a kid. I remember when it was time for the curtains to come up and I was standing up to go back and take my spot, I had already started crying because that was my dream.
Come and join us in the circle. sing a new song in this place.
Most people would know Harmony, Hope, and Healing through our choir or ensemble work, but there's so much more. It's working in the shelters, in the residential programs, as people are transitioning out of their difficult states. The issues of violence, the issues of incarceration, homelessness, addictions, and the stories that come to life through this process with the lyric are stories of individuals that we have served over the last 16 years.
The way the storyline went, each character had something that was on the inside that wasn't being seen on the outside until they let it out.
Give me just one more meal, one more night at home.
And it has made the group stronger. We all still feel like stars, and we say now, don't quit the mission. You know, it's giving us a mission to go stronger, to go harder, and to get as many people as we can to see what they have inside themselves, which will make a world a whole better place.
Thought I'd end up back where I started, but not in the circle.
It was like when the show was over, I was in tears. I was crying. They thought I was sad. I was standing still. You can literally see my heart beating through my shirt. That's how overwhelmed with joy I was. It was an amazing experience.
What was really neat for me, this experience, was it opened up doors, it opened up memories, and it opened up a boatload of connections for me. Even between the guys in the group, we've been playing together for years, but stories started to come out.
Our ancestors played tambura, steel string stretching back in time, playing to soothe their homesick souls, keeping our traditions alive.
It was an eye-opening experience. So we had these stories, but we kind of developed and learned and appreciated a new story in a new way. And to be able to express that, be open to share things that maybe I wasn't as willing to share before. I think that was really helpful. And I think the staff at the Lyric helped bring that out of us.
We found that we have very similar stories, even very specific stories, sort of mirror one another's.
So we will play for our families, both chosen and blood. And even though it's not easy to talk about, we'll play for each other when the time comes.
Joe, you're absolutely correct. I just pray that Joe G and I are not the last ones.
I know, nobody wants just the bass to be playing at their funeral.
What a way to go.
Hey, but here's the thing. The bass, it's the heartbeat. Insistent and strong. It keeps the music alive. Ready and waiting for others to join in.
And they always will.
Oh, yeah.
New instruments and new voices will be lifted.
New memories in the melodies. Different, but the same.
The stories of the people told back to the people.
Spanning continents and cultures.
Bringing us together across time.
So one of the questions that I get asked a lot is, why would Lyric Opera, the great Lyric Opera of Chicago, why would Lyric choose to take on a project like Community Creative Performances? It's not about introducing people to opera. It is not opera in any way that most opera aficionados would understand. And yet,
It is a project that is so deeply connected to what we do as an organization. First of all, we're using the fundamental blocks of opera, stories and songs, to help share and cast a spotlight on the true experiences of Chicagoans. So that in and of itself is operatic and very exciting. As an opera company that is here to serve the city of Chicago, through community-created performances, we were able to connect to communities that really had very few connections to lyric opera prior to this experience. Not only the individuals that comprised each of our finalist groups, but their families, their friends, their supporters. Now, lyric opera is in dialogue with these communities that really are part of this great city that we live in. And that is at the heart of what lyric opera is about, what Lyric Unlimited is about, and it's really the foundation of this Chicago Voices initiative that we're so proud to be presenting.
That's why people should do this program. Yes, of course, it's amazing to perform at the history. Of course, that's amazing. But what's maybe as amazing is the people you meet and the stories you hear. And then how that comes through 16 weeks later.